There is not much in the introduction chapter, so we'll just do the review questions. But just a brief summary of medical laboratory science. Medical laboratory science is an umbrella field that consists of various departments in like under it. So it's an umbrella field. This department, the major ones, we have the chemical pathology, we have the histopathology, we have microbiology, and we have hematology. So those are the four major departments under medical laboratory science. So from the review questions, we understand everything about this chapter. So what's the first question in the review question? We have what vital role does medical laboratory play in a comprehensive healthcare system? So the vital roles that medical laboratory play in healthcare are confirming the provision diagnosis of the clinician. When a clinician, a doctor, suspects a diagnosis of a patient, he writes it down, he requests some test. From the result of the test, you're either confirming that diagnosis to be true or you are ruling the diagnosis out. So the second rule we play is ruling out a diagnosis. So confirming a provisional diagnosis by clinician or ruling out a diagnosis. The third one is detecting diseases. You can also detect diseases. And the fourth one, regulating therapy. Regulating therapy is just maintaining the patient. So when a patient is under therapy are treatment plans. So when a patient is in a treatment plan, they do follow up tests to maintain that patient. So as those are the vital roles that medical laboratory play in healthcare. But the major role, if they ask what is the major role, these vital roles are what I listed, those four. But the major role is to assist in the diagnosis and treatment of disease by performing qualitative, quantitative, or screening test procedures or through materials derived from the human body. So when we perform um, tests through the materials that we get from the human body to assist in diagnosis and treatment, you're performing the role of a medical laboratory scientist. So the second question, what are the objectives of a code of professional conduct and what are the ethics of the profession of a medical laboratory scientist? The objective of the code of conduct is to serve as a reminder that medical laboratory profession is dedicated to the service of the sick and promoting good healthcare. So that's the objective. The objective is like what is the aim of the code of conduct. So the code of conduct, that's the aim to show that we are dedicated to the service of sick and promoting good healthcare. But this ethics, the second part of the question, what does this ethics include? So we have a few of them. I'll just list the ones I can remember. We have ensure you perform your duty to the best of your ability. So when you do any test, you perform any skill, make sure you are doing it to the best of your ability. Number two, place the interest of the sick or the patient above your own. So that is also part of the ethics. If you have something to do, but an urgent patient is there, you should place the interest of the patient above your own. Number three, constantly improve your knowledge and skill. So you have to maintain, show your dedication to the profession by constantly trying to learn new things, constantly trying to improve the effectiveness of doing the test, ensure confidentiality, and avoid disclosing results to unauthorized person. So when you perform a test, you should know that every test result is confidential. So you are not meant to discuss it with other healthcare workers or other people. So you should always keep confidentiality and always disclose to the right person. Then respect and work in harmony with other healthcare professionals. So within the hospital, for example, you should work in harmony with the doctors, with the nurses, with the clinicians, pathologists, and so on and so forth. Respect them and work in harmony. Be patient and courteous to the sick and relative. You have to, even when you feel like the patient or the relatives are in the wrong, because you are a professional, you have to be patient, you have to be calm, talk to them, explain to them, just be patient. Then the next one, follow the safety procedures or protocols. So there are safety protocols in the laboratory. It can range from washing your hands, wearing lab coats, wearing face masks, all these safety protocols. They will be laid down by the authority of the laboratory. So you have to follow those protocols. Sorry. Promote the profession by developing future medical laboratory science. You have to promote medical laboratory science through teaching the people that are coming, um, maybe promoting it, explaining what the profession is to outsiders. For people that don't know what you are doing, it's also promoting the profession. So those are the ethics, main ethics. I can remember that we have the codes of professional conduct we have in medical laboratory profession. So what is the third question? The third question is outline the essential features of a modern clinical laboratory. So a modern clinical laboratory should have some features. Modern because so for that laboratory to perform effectively and accurately, there are some things that should be set in place that will allow that. One of them is room for movement of people. A laboratory, modern laboratory should not be overcrowded because overcrowded laboratory is more prone to accidents. There should be space for workers to move from one place to another. They should not be um eating each other so often. There should be enough space for movement of people. Another one is air condition. A modern laboratory should be air conditioned because when there's no air condition, you have to leave the windows open, and that can lead to strong current of winds. And strong current of wind can cause airborne infection due to the winds picking up infectious material and bringing them to the nasal cavity and so on and so forth. So strong current of wind to prevent that the laboratory should be air conditioned, and also strong current of wind disrupts flames from the bouncing burner. So preventing of this destruction of the flame, you have to have a air conditioned laboratory. It should also be separated to different rooms of working area for um different places for different things. So a modern laboratory should have that. The air conditioned and fireproof room for storage of reagents and chemicals. Chemicals and reagents need to be stored in ideal condition to prevent fire outbreak, prevent them not being optimal for you. So you should have a room that is air conditioned and fireproof for the storage of those chemicals. A wash hand basin with soap and paper towel nearby. So every modern laboratory should have water basins at strategic positions where you can you can wash your hands after performing a test or if you are leaving the laboratory or anytime. So and wash hand basins should be provided everywhere. Fire extinguishers in strategic position in case of fire outbreak. A steady supply of electric power and tap water. A modern laboratory should have electric power 24/7 if possible and running tap water 24/7. So these are the features that modern laboratory should have. So that is all for chapter one. Those are the few questions. They're just three questions, but the chapter is a very small chapter, so but these three questions, I feel like it summarizes the chapter so well that I don't need to talk much about the chapter. By answering these questions, I've done a lot about the chapter. So thank you for watching, please.